We're back again for more of our Essen Bonanza Explosion Bowl coverage here live at Essen Spiel 2017. Thanks in part to all of our amazing sponsors down below and our amazing Kickstarter backers. Be sure to give them some love down there. Right now, we're about to learn about Juliet's letter, and we actually have the designer of the game, Sean, with us. Hey, what is Juliet's letter? How's it going?
Good. Hello, everyone. Okay, so the Juliet's letter is an advanced social deduction game. So when we're talking about social deduction game, usually we're thinking it's a party game. You need to close your eyes. But in this game, you don't need to close your eyes. And actually, in this game, you need to play more strategy, because you need to think about how to use your card to take the area control, this kind of mechanic.
All right.
So in this game, so each player will play in two family. One is a blue family, one is red family. So since the game is called Juliet's letter, so there is a character card, it's called a messenger. The whole point for the messenger is trying to find out where is Romeo. So when the messenger find out the Romeo is, then the blue family wins. All the blue family members trying to help in messenger finding the Romeo. So for the red family team, they're trying to stop it. And there's one neutral, which is tricky because he trying to pretend he is Romeo. He want the messenger think he is Romeo. Okay, so as a starting, we will randomly just take one card, put it aside, think about he's in the jail, then the player will take one. So the messenger always need to show up, but the rest of the player, they can secretly see their identity, and also they can see not only their identity, but also they can see the player who sits left next to him. So for this player, he can see this player's identity. This player see this player's identity, and this player, of course, see this player's identity. For this player, he see this player's identity. So for the messenger, he doesn't know about anything. But for the rest of players, they can get some information about the identity. Okay, now we're back to the center of the table. So there are three cards on the table, and we all call this as a street. So this is first street, second street, and the third street. And each player will have two family cards. So for the family card, we are going to have two types of the card. One is blue and one is red. So simply said is, the blue card is trying to help the blue family to win a game. Then the red card is helping the red family to win a game. So on your turn, start from the messenger, doing it clockwise. He can check all the cards on for two streets. So let's say these two, he can secretly check these two cards. Now I just showed it. After the messenger check the card, put it back, and decide what kind of hand card he want to put. So he put a card here. Now the next player, based on his identity, he may want to check this street and let's say this street. So he also want to put a card here and use the player token to let all the player can track who play the card. The whole point is for the blue family is trying to be the majority for last street. And of course, for the red family, they are also want to become the majority for last street, because this can help or stop the messenger to get more information about where Romeo is. So each player will just keep playing the card. Now, when all the players play the family card on the street, then start from the last player doing it reverse clockwise. He can target one card and he can check it and decide want to remove it out or remand it. So all the player can base on this behavior to sense each player's identity and which family they belong with. So maybe some of the card will be taken like this. Okay, so now so after do it reverse clockwise back to the messenger, now going to the visit phase, the messenger need to decide which street he wants to go. For let's say the messenger want to visit this street, so he take all the 3 cards, shuffle it, and reverse it. So apparently the red family take the majority, which means this visit is failed. When the visit failed twice, the red family just win the game immediately. The messenger doesn't have any opportunity to guess where Romeo. So that's why it is so important to take the majority of the street. So think about, if the street looks like this, it means the visit succeed. So the messenger can also use one of these cards and use the ability to get more information about where Romeo is. Okay. And also after the visiting, he can ask one true and false question to the player who play the card on this street. So the red player and the orange player put a card here, so he can ask like, are you Romeo? Then they can use this true and false token to answer it secretly. So let's say they answer this two, and they both say they are not Romeo. So the messenger will understand these 2 players belong to a blue family, and he can narrow down who to trust, and he also can narrow down, okay, where is Romeo. So in this phase, but after the messenger visits all 3 streets, he need to guess where is Romeo, but it's not necessary for him to visit all 3 streets. And also sometimes Romeo may also already in the jail. This is something the messenger sometimes need to concern about it. So there are a lot of strategy and bluffing going on based on this area control actions.
And I'm assuming if the yellow gets picked as Romeo, he wins by himself?
Yes. Oh, so for the yellow one, it's tricky. It's because for the red family just he want the messenger doesn't find Romeo, which means if the messenger think the yellow character is Romeo, yellow character win, the red also win.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. That is Juliet's letter. Looks like a really interesting take on the deduction genre. Looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying this Essen coverage, slap that subscribe button down below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.